So now that the Texas Longhorns are officially out of everything, and I'm in the middle with the Cowboys and playing this past weekend, and the bowl games are starting, I was able to start my little contest I have every year with the bowl games and stuff. And thanks everybody for joining that as well. I finally want to address this video, which my good old friend South Texas Headbanger from over in College Station made a video. I don't know if many of you guys saw it. Once again, making a video about myself and how I talk about Texas A&M and kind of his view of how I retort to those claims that he has. So in his video, he talks about how I have personal issues with Aggies back here in Henderson, and I bring that on to YouTube and try to guilt trip other Aggies because I've been mistreated or something here in Henderson. Okay, let's just get it out there first. When I talk about these guys back in Henderson here that I'm at, I am talking about my friends. And when I say friend, it's not just guys I know. These are guys I played football with. I grew up as a kid with. My entire life, I've been a Longhorn. They've been Aggies. So we've had that back and forth. This couple weeks ago, my high school went to the state championship over in Harlingen. After the game, I walked outside, met a bunch of my buddies, all who go to Texas A&M. They gave me a hard time about, hey, you coming back in a couple of weeks for the Cotton Bowl? Ha ha ha, that kind of stuff. And I said, nah, I think I'll have to miss that one. But these are guys. These are good guys, and actually one of them, he's a year older than me, who he was on offensive line with me. He played left tackle. I played left guard at the time. He's the guy I always called Super Aggie because he is the one that I would talk about being brainwashed and things of that sort, making fun of him and stuff. He's the one that during high school, me and him were the ones that went back and forth the most. This guy has graduated from Texas A&M this past December or during this month, and he's coming down to Austin. Is going to live with us for as long as he needs to. He's going to get a job in Austin, and he is going to be staying with me and my buddies back, that are going to UT. I don't see how if you think that I have such a problem with the Aggies, that I hate them so much or have such this pent up anger, why would I ever allow this guy to live with us? He's one of my best friends, and yeah, I'm gonna give him crap for being an Aggie as he makes fun of me being a Longhorn, and I'll call him brainwashed and being obsessed with Texas, and he'll call us arrogant, T-sips, and all that kind of stuff. That's just kind of how it works. So when I come on here and talk about the Aggies, it's as a sports fan. It's not as a personal vendetta against Texas A&M. And your main claim against me is that I always seem to bring up the fact that I give credit to other teams. You think that when I say that, or when I have said in the past, that I was trying to get your approval or something like that. No, what I'm trying to convey to you is that I do live in the real world. Is that it seems as though a lot of times when you come at me out of the blue in videos that have nothing to do with bashing Texas A&M, and you bring that stuff up, it's like, dude, like this is a video congratulating Texas A&M. Like I'm in this video, I'm not showing any kind of animosity towards Texas A&M. Yeah, I always criticize A&M. Yeah, I'll throw cheap shots in there. And I have no problem with you throwing cheap shots in at the Longhorns. That's kind of the thing with this whole YouTube deal. But you kind of seem to take it to that next level where you kind of act like I have some internal personal problems. I don't really get that. And also, I don't understand where you don't get when I'm trying to be sarcastic or to jack with you. Whenever you made that comment on my Kansas State video, it didn't matter what you wrote. I didn't really read what you wrote. I just saw that you wrote something, and so I wrote "acknowledge my class and integrity" or whatever it was. That was just because you have this infatuation. Because I remember in a video, either one of mine or someone else's, you were talking to someone and you said something about me having a lack of integrity. And I was like, wait, what? Lack of integrity over YouTube videos? And so I was like, okay, if this is how far this guy is going to take it, then I'm not really going to take this guy seriously. So whenever you said something about the curse we have against Kansas State, how we can't seem to beat them, I just acknowledge my class or whatever, just something stupid like that. So no, that doesn't add to your argument because I was playing on the fact of your other argument against me, and I thought it was stupid. So dude, I just there's not an over infatuated Texas A&M. It's a rivalry, and I'm gonna make fun of A&M, but at the same time, when I talk about when I do bring up how when I talk about Texas A&M when they are good, when they earn my respect, I give it to him. It's not so that people go, oh, look how classy that guy is. No, it's because I'm trying to fight against myself, having that double standard that many sports fans have, which is, and this is all trivial stuff, it's just the sports world stuff, but just for me, as a personal deal, it always bothered me, and you know this, and I've brought this up before. Let's take the Dallas Cowboys. Back in 2007, when the Cowboys went 13-3, won the division, went to the playoffs, ended up losing to the Giants, but when we got beat by the Giants, we had to hear it from Redskins and Eagles fans of teams that didn't make the playoffs that year, or maybe the Redskins, I don't even know if the Redskins did or not, but teams that we did better than that season. I had to listen about, oh, the Cowboys show, blah, 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 blah. And yet, but then, now you think of this year with maybe the Eagles or something like that, who, the Cowboys are terrible this year. Eagles are going to win the division, or might win the division, go to the playoffs, and if they get knocked out at some point, whether it be the Super Bowl or earlier than that, for me to come on here and be like, hi, look, the Eagles suck, blah, 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 you have no Super Bowls. I feel like that's a double standard, because my argument back to them back in the day, whenever the Cowboys were good, was you didn't make the playoffs. So if I don't even make the playoffs, I don't need to say anything. So it's always bothered me whenever Texas, who has enjoyed a decade of success, a little over than that, whenever they would do better than Texas Tech or Texas A&M, which was most years, and they would lose or something, I would have to hear it from people here, people online, that kind of stuff. So that's just me bringing that up. And so this season, and I've said this, with Texas A&M doing well this year, I think probably would have won the conference if they started Tannehill. That's nobody's fault. Gerard showed that last season that he should have been the starting quarterback, but he turned into a head case and turned the ball over. Tannehill comes in, calms the team down. They respond well through the end of the season, probably playing the best football in the Big 12. So they're going to the Cotton Bowl playing LSU. I could care less who wins that game, but if the Aggies lose by a field goal or if they get killed by LSU, you're not going to hear anything from me because my team is garbage. Just like the Aggies have been garbage for over a decade, but I had to hear from Aggie fans all the time about Texas. So that's my whole thing with that. And that's not just an Aggie thing, that's kind of just a rival thing. And I know that I'm a minority in that, but that's just kind of how I've crashed my channel. So I hope that answered your question. No, I don't have some animosity towards Texas A&M. And when I talk about these guys back home, they frustrate me. Yeah, and we go back and forth all the time. But like I said, one of them's going to live with me for at least half a year until I graduate from UT. If I get a job in Austin, I'll stay there. Me and him will room for even longer. He's a good buddy of mine. And the guys I met down in Arlington, in College Station, they're good buddies of mine. Played basketball, football with them, all this kind of stuff. So I don't have any personal issues with these guys. And so I hope that helps. I hope that addressed the issue that you keep saying that I try to avoid. I talk about Texas A&M. I take chief about Texas A&M because it's a rivalry. And I have no problem with people making fun of Texas. But it seems like with you, when you have the opportunity to make fun of Texas or to do whatever we usually do on here, then you kind of push that aside to come at me. And so that's my whole deal. Because the thing about you, dude, and I guess I'll ask this of you, when I look at your channel on here, and I know that you're not a regular video maker, and that's fine. This is YouTube. But of the videos you make, most of them are either about or mention myself, or mention me in all of them, almost. And my whole deal is, why is that? Why is it that it seems like the only thing that gets you to make a video to really talk about something is one of my videos? And I try, it baffles me because I feel like, though I do have for the sports guys, I have a lot of subscribers on here, and I appreciate all these guys. I really don't know why so many people like to watch my stuff, but I appreciate it that everybody does. But it seems like because either of that or something else, that I'm the guy who seems to make you want to make videos and stuff. Because I don't feel like I'm the guy who incites the most anger in people. And like there's so many other people here who just yell out their brains about anything. And try not to be as balanced as I try to be. I'm definitely not balanced. I wear Longhorns and Cowboy stuff in videos. I have a side, but I try to be as level-headed as possible, though I don't always come across that way. Also, with my thing with Texas A&M, you made a video to Johnny Reb a few days back, because he made a video talking about how he hates being called a T-shirt fan. He's been a Longhorn fan his entire life. He lives in Texas. He plans on going to the University of Texas, and yet Aggies and Tech and Baylor fans are always ragging and calling him a T-shirt fan. And you pretty much got on saying, hey, whether you are or you're not, it comes with the territory of being a Longhorn fan. Well, I would turn that on you and say this. Whether you are obsessed with the University of Texas, whether you think your university is obsessed with the University of Texas, beating them, having traditions surrounding them, all that kind of stuff, whether you agree with that or not, it comes with the territory of being an Aggie. It's not just Longhorns fans who talk about how Aggies are obsessed with Texas. When Georgia played you guys in the Independence Bowl last year, I saw multiple Georgia fans reference the fact that, hey, they would, in their trash talk, they would talk about how, hey, we're not Texas. I don't understand why you're trying to saw them off when the Longhorns aren't even here. So, as you said to Johnny Reb, it comes with the territory of being a Longhorn called a T-shirt fan. It comes with the territory of being an Aggie, saying that you're obsessed with the University of Texas. If you're constantly referring to them as Texas University or TU, you can't even say their name right. When almost your entire song is devoted to them, that's what comes with it. So that's what I play on in these videos when I make fun of Texas A&M. I have no true animosity towards the Aggies. I have talked about the fan base and saying it is one of the most loyal and passionate fan bases around. I wish the Longhorn fan base would be more passionate and loyal to their team, or at least their university. Not saying that they aren't, but I think the Aggies, I will give them credit for being more loyal to that and really having this sense of pride about them. I respect that a lot. But for you to act like what I'm saying is something out of the blue, no. And so, no, I don't think I am like your dad, who only takes credit for things that as a true man you should be doing. Most of the last things I've said to you have been out of just sarcasm and playing on what you already believe about me. So that's my take on this issue. I hope that clears things up, and I hope you may answer some of the questions I had about you in this video. If not, that's fine. So, good luck to your Aggies. They earned it this year. Going to the Cotton Bowl. My Longhorns are terrible this year, 5-7. And I said before, if your team can't make a bowl game, you suck. And hopefully, we don't do this for 10 years. See, that was one of those little, those little cheap shots that people call me about, but that's okay. Congratulations to the Aggies. They've done well. South Texas Headbanger. I hope you don't lose any more sleep about my videos anymore. And we'll see you guys later. Hope you guys do well in the bowl pick'em. Let's been playing that. And hopefully next year, Longhorns basketball, we're doing okay. But the Dallas Mavericks, man, we're kicking some butt. So my basketball teams might pick up my football teams because both of them are terrible. So hook 'em horns, guys. See y'all later.